Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck where science meets investments, and I'm your host Raj. Friends, today let's talk about Pfizer, a company that just reported strong earnings, bet expectations, and yet the stock is still stuck in the mud. It's one of those moments where the chart doesn't tell the whole story. Let's dig into why the fundamentals are actually far better than what the market sentiment suggests, and how the current AI obsession may be giving investors like us an opening to pick up a great company at a discount. Friends, these are all my personal opinion and not financial advice. I have personally invested in Pfizer, and I've been holding it with a loss for quite a while now. So naturally, I hope that the market recognizes the value of Pfizer and it goes up. So there could be a little bit of a bias out there, but I would look forward to hear from you in the comment section. Now let's get started with what's happening with Pfizer. When you look at Pfizer's chart, it's flat. The share price hasn't moved much even after solid quarterly results. Why? Because right now Wall Street is laser focused on anything with AI in the title, and old school biopharma just isn't getting the love. That's the headline narrative in my opinion. But if you look under the hood, Pfizer's balance sheet tells a very different story. As of the last quarter ending June 30, 2025, Pfizer had about 13.25 billion in total cash. That's down from 2024 when they had roughly 1 billion in cash equivalents. But that drop isn't a problem. They use that money strategically, not recklessly, to manage debt and make acquisitions that strengthen their future pipeline. And here's what is critical. Pfizer is still generating a lot of positive cash flow. In 2023, free cash flow was 4.79 billion. In 2024, that jumped to 9.84 billion. For the trailing 12 months ending June 30, 2025, it's roughly 12.4 billion. That's not a company in decline. That's a company quietly compounding strength. Now, the question is, why are there no buybacks? A lot of investors look at the absence of share repurchase and assume management's not confident. And I personally feel that's not the case here. I think Pfizer made a deliberate decision. No share buybacks in 2024 and 2025. Instead, they are focused on paying down the debt they took to acquire Seagen and continuing to reward shareholders through dividend. They paid 9.5 billion out in 2024 alone. And that's a clear message. Pfizer is prioritizing long-term health over short-term optics. Let's talk about the $43 billion Seagen acquisition, because this is the real pivot point. Yes, it increased Pfizer's debt by 31 billion, and that's the main reason the company's financial flexibility looks tighter right now. But that move wasn't about the next quarter, it was about the next decade. Seagen bought in 4 approved oncology drugs and a strong antibody drug conjugate or ADC platform, one of the hottest areas in cancer therapy today. Analysts project that Seagen's portfolio could generate over 10 billion in annual revenue by 2030, helping Pfizer rebuild its revenue base after the COVID product boom ended and as several patents approach expiration. So while the short-term picture looks constrained, the long-term setup is powerful. Pfizer is rebuilding its growth engine in one of the most lucrative and scientifically advanced fields in medicine. Here's the part I find most interesting as an investor. Because the market's attention is fixated on AI stocks, companies like Pfizer with solid earnings, strong cash generation, and credible long-term growth catalysts are trading at valuations that simply don't reflect their intrinsic value, in my opinion. In other words, I think this might be one of those rare windows where great fundamentals are on sale. And friends, if you're finding this breakdown helpful, please press the like button. It really helps other investors like yourself find this information. I think Pfizer is not a growth story in the AI sense, but it's a steady compounder with an innovation-driven future. The oncology pivot through Seagen gives it exposure to one of the fastest growing segments in medicine. And also, the improvements in AI could potentially help Pfizer in becoming much more productive with all the assets that it has and all the possibilities that it can foresee. So when you see a flat chart and hear that investors are ignoring Pfizer, remember the fundamentals often turn before the share price does. And my take is that this is a classic case of the market's short-term bias creating long-term opportunity. So before I wind up, let me quickly show you the chart of Pfizer and give you an idea of what it looks like and what I think about it. So here we are in the TradingView platform looking at the chart for Pfizer. The Pfizer chart has been relatively flat. It has not done much. And if you were to just recalibrate the chart and look at a much longer time frame, you will see that Pfizer has fallen from great heights that it had achieved earlier. Let me go to a 1 month time frame and recalibrate the chart so you can see how much it has fallen. It has fallen from a pretty high valuation of $60 to all the way down to 24.44 as we speak. I'm recording this on 4th of November at 8:53 a.m. just before the market opens. And you can see out here that we are below this line of resistance, which is at 26.16. I'm just going to mark this red so that we know this is our resistance out here. And this formation also is bearish, and ideally it would have been a head and shoulder pattern, but we already have seen a breakout from here. So the key point now is for us to break out of this resistance. The market sentiment, which was bearish, is also improving and coming towards neutral. MACD is already bullish and momentum is picking up slowly, but it's still below average. So I'm thinking that maybe as the euphoria over AI subsides, we'll be seeing money rotating back into our Pfizer area. Now, if I was to look at this bottom out here, let me just take a small line and connect these two bottom lines here. This could be a double bottom, and this line of resistance could be the trigger point. So that could be the first bullish sign that we may possibly see for Pfizer. So I have been holding Pfizer for quite a while now, and it's just at a loss. I think I'm down by around 20% or something on my Pfizer holdings, and I'm going to continue to hold because I firmly believe in this company, and I hope you found some value in this. Thanks for watching this video. If you have not yet subscribed, can you please subscribe and help grow the channel? Friends, this brings me to an end of the video, and I look forward to your comments. Please share your thoughts in the comment section. You could also check out this article in my Substack. Link to the Substack is in the description. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now.